is a place where it has been touched by so much spirituality, so much people had practiced, done ascetic, retreats and so forth in the past. And definitely there is a presence of Tantrayana so much. So this particular place that we are doing the puja is the only standing stupa from the Vajrayana tradition, built by people who are practicing, not built by kings and lords. They were ordering other people to build it for them, but it's built by people for the sustainability and continuity of practice and to keeping that place as a sanctuary. Also, I wanted to make sure this puja this year is a message to the whole world that please understand, no matter what, a prayer in puja only works when we are all united with trust, genuine motivation, transparency, and complete, respect to each other as a community, as a under one family, under one umbrella. So this is a very strong message I wanted to put out. I also personally put a lot of money in this. I've sold many of my personal items, including my car and my carpets and like that in Nepal, to make some money to offer. So whatever fundraising I'm doing, I'm also equally putting my own personal money, whatever I gain. So I want people to understand it's nothing to do with like, I'm not going to put money and I want others to pour in money. Absolutely not. We are all personally in every detail accountable with our actions, with our responsibilities. That's one I wanted to assure everyone. And also to make sure the connect with the Balinese Hindu practitioners, female practitioners and male practitioners, to make them understand that where their roots come from and our similarities. So, the place I have found is called Pura Pegulingan. Is the only standing stupa with 13, layers on top. Now, the 13th is especially something very clear depiction of the Vajrayana. We have it in Tibetan. India has it. Many places where they have the traces of Vajrayana has it too. It's the 13 bhumis, we call it, for the Vajrayana realization concept, mental concept. Okay, so this place is towards the Hindu river temple called Tirtha Temple, where people go there to wash themselves, bathe themselves into the mountain river stream. There's a very fresh river stream. From there, you go just passing that from the main town city, from Sanur or wherever, maybe no traffic, takes like maybe 45 to 48 minutes, but traffic maybe 1.5 hours, not very far away. And the Pura Pegulingan is in a small village. All the main road is below, and when you enter the village, there's a lot of small village houses. There's a small mountain at the background. You see a lot of rice paddies, vegetations, coconut trees, a lot of river flowing, and right in the middle of that, a big ancient platform with an old stupa. The stupa is quite small. I think it's around roughly maybe 1 story, one small bungalow story height, maybe 10 to 11 feet, roughly, if I'm not mistaken. And the place, when you enter there, the first impression you get is so much of peace. You feel your heart is kind of opened. You feel very calm. You feel very gentle. And the people there are very wonderful, quite gentle people. Usually we understand local people can be a bit rough and tough with tourists. That's understandable. But the stupa and temple owner, Hindu Pandita, so to speak, who I met, and his families who are caretaker of that place, are very kind, gentle, welcoming people. So I must say I had a wonderful, good impression of that place. And until now, the locals have been continuously having like Vesak prayers, Buddha Jayanti prayers, Hindu prayers. They also call it Shiva Buddha Stupa. In lack of a better word, that means Tantrayana or Vajrayana Stupa, because for us, in our Vajrayana, we view Shiva, Mahandeva, as the same as Lokeshwara, the Buddha of compassion, just a different form, because to teach at a certain time, at a certain people, at a certain capability, he had to take a different kind of a ulterior form differently, looks wise, dress wise, but inner he is the Buddha of compassion, our Lokiteshwara, Chinresi. I think, of course, in Chinese, we call him Kuan Yin, yeah? Only a different version of Chinese and us is that we consider Kuan Yin as male, Chinese consider Kuan Yin as female. So that's a little difference, but of course the essence is the same. I am originally Tibetan. My parents are both from Tibet, father from East Tibet. I think in Chinese terminology nowadays, they call it the Qinghai, in more eastern part. My mother is from the western part of Tibet, called Yangsi. So I am always fascinated with history, historical documented, accurately documented spirituality and similarity with so much cultures. As you know very well, Charlotte, that we have a lot of similarity between our East culture and West culture, especially with the Egyptians, the Mayans, the Babylonians, the Zoroastrians, and also the, Aztecs, Incas, and Native Americans. And nowadays, even to this day, the local, I think in Bahasa Indonesia, they call it Orang Asli, yeah? The local native people. So there's a lot of similarity with us, even though we may or may not have met each other and sat down and talked, but there's a similarity with a lot of us and a lot of sort of like traces of us around, but broken traces. So I was very fascinated with all of that. And I realized that ancient origin of our spirituality like that has been definitely, understandably, coming from India region. So India region, the archipelago of India being influencing all Southeast Asia kingdoms during that time, Majapahit, Srivijaya, and Singhasari, and all of that. It is understandably that they have much more closer connected. And if you look at the geographical way, India and Indonesia and Malaya is more closer towards Tibet. Tibet, much more further away. So I realized that there are a lot of origins in these parts of the world and the continent. That's why I started to research a lot, and then personally went there asking a lot of my friends. So I found many of these traces and important sites. I went there first alone, on the back of a motorbike, Gojek motorbike from Indonesia. We were searching and searching and searching for this temple, this old stupa. I saw some traces of videos on YouTube about this place some tourists have put on. I was very fascinated. And I went, searched for 1 hour, couldn't find it. Finally, I found this signboard saying, this is the old stupa. So I went in, found the old stupa. It was locked. Again, I had to search and search and search and use my broken Bahasa Indonesia language to ask around. And then I finally found the Pandita, who was the owner of the stupa. And we had a good conversation. He with his broken English, me with my broken Bahasa. So we were able to kind of come to a common ground of communication. And the moment I saw the place, I just felt, this is it. This is all what I need. There's a lot of feeling of calmness, gentleness, of course, presence of the three jewels, presence of Guru Rinpoche, presence of all the female, feminine, enlightened deities, quality, presence of Mahadev, Shiva, presence of the Naga, the nature, everything that I imagined was all there. And a lot of presence of the local tradition, the local, not just the Balinese, but the Javanese tradition, Javanese culture, Javanese belief, Javanese presence and energy also I felt. So it was a sublime experience, I must say. Yes, I am not the most, I wouldn't say, a lack of a better word, I'm not very a travel freak, but I would say I do enjoy traveling sometimes alone because I discover many of these interesting and peculiar places. Unexpectedly, I stumble upon ancient sites and monuments and documents, like books and so forth. And I'm also very fascinated with people and history. I'm very fascinated with historical connection with war. Many places where they were torn by war. I'm always fascinated with why the war happened, which places where the war actually happened, because I always feel the energy in these places is very intense. You can imagine a lot of not just killing, but a lot of hatred, conspiracy, betrayal, backstabbing, a lot of the most beastly part of human nature has shown out on its own way in terms of war. So I always prefer to go to these war places to offer a lot of silent aspiration of positivity, forgiveness, and letting go.